a question I get asked. A lot of people who went to high school with me, a lot of people like from my high school is kind of like scared of me. That's because of my reputation that I kind of had in high school. Like, people thought I was like a devil worshiper, this and this and that. Well, to be fair, when I was in high school, I was more darker. Like, I was into a lot of fucked up shit, man. I was into a lot of fucked up shit, man. Like, when I was depressed, I was just like, kind of went through a sociopath era. I just was sick as fuck in them. I'm not even gonna lie. But that shit came back on me so bad. Like, that's why I had to change my life, give my life to God. But people ask me, like, what type of spells I used to do. I used to be on that shit. But yeah, people ask me if I was a witch and what type of spells I used to do. Yes, I used to be a witch. I'm not doing that. I don't do spells like that anymore. If I do spells, it's a positive spell. It's like a money spell and stuff like that. And one time when I did a money spell, that shit worked because I found a sugar daddy. And that nigga used to give me like over 1K, 2K every week at my old apartment. So when I did a money spell, that shit used to work as well. I told you I used to be good as fuck at that shit. But I kind of stopped doing that shit. Like when I did a love spell, obsession spell, that shit was working really well. Also, the darkest spell that I ever did was when I went to a death spell. When I went to the graveyard, I had this picture in the coffin, a mini coffin, had death oil, Santa Muerte oil. Any other regrets? Yeah. Cause like I said, I'm a witch. So I know that I come from a long line of women in my family that probably used to do spell work and magic. My African American ancestors, my Native American ancestors, my European ancestors. I feel like they used to all do magic. I come from a long line of that. And I have to be careful because what I be speaking, it be coming true. Like, I don't know if, I think I'm psychic. I have psychic abilities. Like, I'll have dreams and shit, and that shit will happen. So I have to be careful. That's why I don't do that shit anymore. Like, I literally stopped doing that shit. Because I remember when I was manifesting, I was like, oh, I want a man to be abusive towards me. I want a man to be obsessed with me. And they gave me that shit. And the shit turned sour real fast. Like, I made him obsessed with the spells. And I'm starting to, like, learn the error of my mistakes. You can't use spells on people's free will. And I learned my lesson, y'all. I really did learn my lesson because, let me tell y'all about, the obsession spell I did, the love spells that I did. I was doing that, on the nigga that I used to fuck with, but he was already had a stalker type personality, so, I just upped the anthem a little bit when I used to do them spells. I was stupid as fuck, y'all. I was stupid as fuck. I learned my fucking lesson from that shit so bad, bro. I remember one time I did a spell on it. It was like with some paper and pen and his name. And I remember I had him blocked, right? He had texted me the next day from a text-free account. I was like, bro, this shit really works. Like, this shit really working for real. But, like a love spell, you have to keep doing that shit or it's going to be consequences. And he just started becoming obsessed. I'm like, nah. Y'all can ask me anything for real. I like doing videos like this. I'm going to do another video. I'm going to do something on TikTok. Like, ask me anything from a former witch. Like, bruh, because this shit is funny telling y'all all this shit, stupid spells that I used to do. Like, bruh, like, I could tell y'all so many stories. Like, one time when I was playing with a Ouija board and I was doing some type of ritual or some shit like that. Tell me why I had a little boy demon pop out, right? And that nigga was haunting me, right? Like, scratching me when I was asleep. Oh my God, I had to get sage and everything to remove that shit out my house. Like, I could tell y'all so much shit I have done as a witch, like, but yeah, and people always be wondering how I be knowing everything. It's because I'm a fucking psychic. I read tarot. I just be intuitive, so no one can really get one over me. Like, I know when someone's lying. People ask me how I made the name Vampath, like how I made that shit up. And I don't know. I'm spiritual. And like I be reading shit about like empaths and shit like that. So like one day it was like in 2021 or some shit, I had got my other account deleted. That account was called Emotional Victoria. So I was like, damn, I gotta think of a new username for my new account. So I'm like, shit, I like vampires. And I'm just like, you know what? Vampath. Vampire and an empath. So my name means a vampire and an empath. Because, like, if you know what an empath is, an empath absorbs other people's energy while a vampire takes people's energy. So I was like, you know what? That's raw as fuck. So I was like, vampath. You feel me? I was on some creative shit that day. I was like high as fuck at my dad's house, bored. I don't know. I have an idea. Like, I kind of want to write a book, and I want the book's name to be Vampath, right? I kind of want to write a book. I've been having ideas about writing a book about maybe about some vampires type shit, but the main character, I don't know, I was gonna make up some shit like that. Like, I don't know, I be thinking about writing books and shit because I like to write. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to write my own book so I can have my own show produced.